Hey guys, welcome back to the next part of the PAX Legacy Challenge Get to Work generation. I'm going to make a quick apology now. This is the third time I've recorded this episode, and things have just gone wrong all day. So if I seem a little bit grouchy, that's why. Also, I do have a plan of what I'm going to do this episode, but I don't want to spoil it, because it's going to get interesting. Oh, actually, before we get too far into today's video, I'm going to go out here and buy this stupid telescope. So we're going to put you there. Even though that might not be where you were, we're still going to put you there. Hey Farah, I'm calling to let you know that Alexander Goth has passed away. I'm sorry for your loss. I thought we still had one more day. Death by electrocution? And he got electrified the day before he was gonna die. That sucks. Career opportunity. Whoa, the corporate boss has just arrived at Callum's cafe and is ordering a latte. It must be Belladonna, because she's the corporate boss in these parts. So I don't know why they're saying he. It's obviously her. She's distracted, frowning and listening to the manager, hardly glancing at Callum while placing his order. Her order. Of course, Callum could make sure she notices, serve her something extra special, or he could play it safe and make a regular old latte. Now, Callum is a baker. He wants things to be extravagant, and if he thinks he can make it a special, then he should. Ooh, hello. Callum has been training for this moment his entire career. An extra smidge of espresso, slightly thicker than the masterpiece, not just a milky pattern, but a towering 3D foam crocus. Delighted, the boss sips it and loves it. Callum is going places now. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wanted that to fail. Okay, Belladonna and Callum are off to work. So Belladonna, you're gonna work hard, and Callum, you're gonna slack off a little bit and make some friends. But I mean, like I said, you're an A student, so you are doing phenomenal as it is. So when you get home, you're just going to go to sleep because your energy is shot. And Belladonna, you're going to do some yoga because I know you're going to be tense from work. So you're going to do a brain boosting yoga routine, and then you're going to come down here and research stocks for your job. Because you still need to do that. Even though it might not be your favorite thing. You didn't get to this head position by doing what you wanted. You got to this head position by working hard all the time. Callum is back home from school, although we won't really have a chance to play with him because he's going straight to sleep. Belladonna got home with 3.2 grand, which is fantastic. You're going to go do some yoga, and then you're going to research stocks. You kind of still have this image this morning of Callum knocking it as a barista, and you're like, no, that is not my child. My child will be in a successful career. How strange it was to see Callum in such a ridiculous job. And even though him having a job wasn't the ridiculous part, it was how much he enjoyed being experimental with the coffee. So she's thinking to herself, Callum will be a successful scientist. He will cure cancer, as successful scientists do. And there's no getting around that. What would I... How would it look if I make this corner diagonal? How does that look? Does that look weird? I kind of like it. You're going to play test it. I know you're sad, but we're going to play test this to make sure it works. Girls are kind of just sitting in a tense silence. I think Farah can tell something is going on, but she's kind of dealing with the loss of her older brother, so she doesn't want to deal with it right now, at least. Which is totally fair. Okay, you're about to wet yourself, so actually use the toilet, then go to sleep. And then Callum, It's you and me tonight, because it's going to be an interesting night. So Callum is going to come out here, and I have a shorter teens mod on, so he's a bit squished. But he's just going to come out here and look at the sky. And it's because in his bed, he has tons of pictures of space and the stars, and he's just super interested in all that stuff. So his mom's got him this telescope since he became an 8th grade student. And with this thirst to discover the unknown of space, all of his needs are miraculously full. I totally didn't cheat them, and we're not going to say that I did, because that would defeat the purpose of the lore. Handiness skill needs to be boosted. But when he's done with that, he's going to go right back outside and look through his brand new telescope, which is super exciting. But even though Callum really enjoys looking into the vastness of space, it's not the only passion he has in his life. And his other passion is something that his parents don't really know and don't really understand all that much. And that is the science of baking. But he realizes he has like an hour left before work, so he's going to stop it with the telescope for tonight and run to the kitchen to make some breadsticks. He doesn't really know who he's making them for. All the stuff he makes usually gets eaten, so he's not worried. He's actually going to be running a little bit late to work today. But you do need to head into work, Callum. Just leave the breadsticks on the counter and run. And Belladonna is up, and she is not in a good mood today. So she's going to come downstairs and grab a serving of Callum's breadsticks that he made for the thumbs. But Belladonna doesn't really know that, so she's going to ask Farah, hey, did you make these? They taste absolutely delicious. And Farah's going to say, no, Callum made them. He's really good at baking. And that's not going to sit well with Belladonna. So when Callum gets home, he's gonna get an earful. Farah, I do think you need to go jogging. Grab a serving of breadsticks, since they've been out for a few hours now. But little does he know what he's about to hear today. Even though I don't want to do this, it's for the story. No, don't go away. Belladonna's going to say, hey, listen, we talked about this. You need to stop focusing on this baking stuff. It's not good for your future. You're into science, stick with that. A scientist is paid much more than a baker ever is. And they're going to leave it at that for now, because they both have to leave for work and school. But things are not looking good for them at the moment. Cram night. Callum has an extremely important test coming up, but school has been so busy lately. Should he drink a ton of cola and cram right up to the test, or should he find some light activity to do to give his brain a little rest? So I think the conversation with his mom this morning will have him a little upside down, so I say cola and cram this time. I usually wouldn't, but Callum sets a new personal record for cola consumption and finds himself far too busy bouncing off the walls to prepare for the test properly. Yep. So Farah's heading into work this fine Friday afternoon, completely oblivious to the Cold War that is brewing in this household. Stellar. Callum can surely enjoy the weekend knowing he's one of the top students at Copperdale High School. Even if we flunked the test, we're still one of the top students. So, my guy, if you don't want your mom catching you, you might want to make those quickly. I can give you a little more time, but you still need to hurry. 'Cause thankfully, your mom decided to go on a jog after she got off work today. Just to cool down a little bit. earned a raise. Belladonna has been given a raise as angel investor for superior work performance. You make $416 per hour. That's insane. Callum's just watching to make sure his mom doesn't enter the house. And lucky for him, she's going on a quick jog. This is Nina and Stevie. That's right. We restarted the game before they aged up into infants, so they're not broken. Can I give you a gift? That's my question. No. Okay, we have 2 infants in the kitchen who are trashing it up. Of course, what we're going to do is we're going to put these on the counter and go. Just go. That was Stevie who was wrecking, and then Nina is over here in the green, which is kind of great. Glad they have these kids. But my mom doesn't know I'm out, so I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, love you, bye. How is it acting somehow worse than it did after the update? I'm half considering ending this episode here, because I just cannot with this game today. Alright. So let me just explain to you what just happened. So, my game has been acting weird today, so I restarted it, hoping that it would make the problem go away. When I opened it, I was back at the beginning of that episode, Thursday at midnight. So I left for like 5 hours, because I had recorded that part about 4 times at this point, maybe 5, I don't know. But the strangest part about the entire thing was that everything I did in Build By stayed like it was after I did it. And all of the food, like if I go into here, like if I open this, some of this food I cooked in that last clip before I restarted my game. Oh, something that happened in this run through that didn't happen in the other 3 or 4, I don't even remember, was that when Callum went to go stargaze with the telescope, I got the moodlet for the meteor. Yeah, here it is. So last night, he saw the meteor coming, which hadn't happened any time I recorded that clip. That happened at like midnight, so he just baked for 6 hours. And now he's baking level 4, which is a bit higher than he was before. So what I actually have planned for the rest of this episode is really quite simple. Tomorrow, we're going to go over to Brianny's and meet the twins for officially the first time. But yeah, like in the other 4 playthroughs I did, Belladonna and Callum had an aggravating conversation, so there's that. Guys, I do promise I'm interested with this storyline, but I'm just so tired of playing it like 4 times today. Are we going with 4? Is that the number now? Let's go with 4. Their relationship isn't great right now, but I think both of them agree that they're not going to bring Farrah into this, especially because her brother just died. Out of all the episodes for my game to crash on me, it had to be the one that was lore extensive, because of course it did. You're a chef. Be a chef. So let me get this straight. Belladonna makes $416 an hour. Farrah makes $57 an hour. And Callum makes $72 an hour. I'm half tempted just to send everyone to bed because I don't want to deal with them tonight. What are your hours now? I should probably check. 3 to 12? Gross. You know what? I am going to send them all to bed. Since it's the weekend, Callum can sleep in for once, which is lovely. Both of them are up at the same time. I'm thinking around like 9:30 we go over to Brianny's. So until then, you can do whatever you want. So Farrah's up and she's not feeling great, so she's gonna stay back today and let Belladonna and Callum will do their thing, which neither of them are gonna complain about. But I think both of them would prefer a mediator to be there. Part of me wanted to move Callum out into an RV while he was still a teenager, but one, I don't think that would work without mods, and two, I probably won't do it unless it gets too extreme for me to for Callum to handle, which could happen. I'm not entirely sure yet. I'm not sure if the cookies that Callum made are in the kitchen or not, and I think that's going to be a decider of where I take this, because, as I said, Belladonna doesn't want Callum focusing on his baking and would prefer him to focus on his career and his schoolwork. But if there are no cookies, then she can't prove that he's done anything. So yeah, there aren't any frosted cookies here, so I guess we're gonna leave the drama between Callum and Belladonna for the next episode. But, so I think this will just be a nice way to get ourselves acquainted with the new infants. And these would be Callum's cousins, I do believe. Did the baby not put Stevie down? That did not go well, but I mean, or we just don't have a thing for infants. I promise you, I'm not planning this. Callum is just not good with babies. Which I think makes sense because his family isn't exactly parental. It's just, it works. Their system works, and it doesn't always work with other people, or especially not with babies. Oh, okay. So Callum autonomously made a fish pie. I know I said I wasn't going to, but she is not in a good mood, and if she sees her son disobeying her, then she might say something. He's autonomously baking again. Oh no, he just made a grilled cheese. She's gonna say, listen, you need to stop all this baking nonsense. Alright, you need to focus on school, and you need to focus on your job, because keeping those do not work. And I think after all the bickering they've had, he's going to finally bite back, saying, listen, I am one of the top students at my high school. I am the boss of my current career. I need a break. And Yuji's interfering, saying, hey, I don't know what's going on between you two, but keep the arguing away from the infants, okay? It's tough enough trying to keep them calm, and I don't need your bickering rounding them up. So, yeah. It's time for them to go, leaving these two terrors with two other terrors. But the words were said, everything was on the table. I was gonna say, which is a beautiful segue into the next episode, but if you look down in this corner here, I'm not controlling any of these Sims, and I'm stuck in this neighborhood unless I switch control to one of them. Why is this still a bug in The Sims? Why? We're going to switch control to Farrah, but why is that still a bug in The Sims? I do not know. Like I said before, words were said. Things might start to change between Callum and Belladonna, probably for the worse. That being said, I'm going to leave this here. It's getting juicy. I will try to update all the kids' appearances in CAS, but I'm still having some trouble with my games. So it may be in a few episodes, but I do really want to fix them, especially Stevie. I need to get that broken CC off her. But with all that out of the way, I will see you all in the next video. Auf Wiedersehen, everybody.